With me being a total asshole
Hey,
all the time.
guys,
Oh, crap.
hi, welcome to Film Speak. Have a great episode planned today. Al Harland is visiting. Bryan Kruse is going to be on. We're going to talk Uberzombiefrau and exactly what the fuck is taking so long to get this goddamn movie finished. Inquiring minds want to know. These are great guys, and then after we get done talking about Uberzombiefrau and what Al and Bryan have been up to, we're going to talk a little bit about John Carpenter's They Live. Great movie if you haven't seen it. Classic, just sci-fi, modern in the 80s, done with a twist. So stay tuned. We'll see you here in just a minute.
You know better than to come at me with a story about a homicide with mafia ties without any actual proof it's tied to the mafia. I can't print it.
Harry, it's the truth.
I'm Lex Luthor, Bruno. There is no higher power in Metropolis.
They didn't understand what you are. They only saw the miracle. You gave them hope, Clark, so they reached out to you for help.
What am I gonna do? Everyone's gonna be looking for me now. How can I just be Clark Kent anymore?
Good morning, Inspector Anderson.
Mr. Luthor?
You won't be safe anywhere when I get out of here.
He's bleeding liquid radioactive waste internally. Eventually, it'll reach his brain.
You rotten bastard! You don't give a damn, do you?
I spent 17 years and $3 billion researching and developing this failure. Your failure. Good day, Doctor.
If we get this story, this is going to make our careers.
Whoa, slow down, Lois. Do you even have a plan?
Don't be ridiculous. Most corporals across town. And of course I have a plan. I'll just let you know as soon as I come up with it.
Okay, somebody talk to me. What about you, big guy?
Inspector, this is Superman, the one who saved me.
Superman. Nice pajamas.
For the love of Christ, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? You did this to me! You!
Give you life!
Inspector, I have to leave.
Now, you just wait a minute. I still have some questions I want answered.
My apologies, sir. There's an emergency. I'll see you soon, Miss Lane.
nothing but a fascist with a big red flag. Who's your tailor? Ava Braun?
I don't understand. You always taught me to hide my power.
Ready?
Okay.
Near the end of World War II, the Allied forces discovered a plot that could tip the balance of the war in the Axis' favor.
These gentlemen are your targets. SS General Marcus, along with Dr. Lawson, have developed a serum.
Now, there is only one opportunity to stop it. A daring raid behind enemy lines.
That's why, unfortunately, you guys have got to do the search and rescue mission.
This team of highly trained specialists will have to put aside personal differences for the good of the mission.
No, just wait. I was assigned this job because I was at a
It is a race against the clock to prevent an army of the undead from overrunning the Eastern Front. Uberzombiefrau, Summer 2015.
Take him down?
No, we don't want to alert the Germans from here. All right, let's move out.
I did hit record, it's all working well, right? Yep, I see the little red dot.
I see the little red dot.
Excellent. Hi, welcome. I am sitting here with actress, model, photographer, horror fanatic, Belle Demented.
Yeah. Yeah,
thank you for coming on.
thanks for having me.
We're here to talk about a very important issue.
Yes.
It's lupus.
Yes.
Or otherwise known as lycanthropy.
I'm gonna be awesome. Just wait.
Just wait. So, exactly how do people contract lupus? I had read that it was going off the roads and traveling in the moors at night. Is that true?
You know, I don't think that there is a substantial amount of evidence that could back up that theory, but, you know, I really wouldn't dismiss it, you know, all the way. It's not really something that you contract. Lupus it's a chronic inflammatory disease. It's an autoimmune disease, meaning my body is attacking my body. It's attacking everything in it, organs, you name it, any type of tissue, which creates inflammation in the body and creates a whole bunch of problems.
And gives you the cravings for human flesh by the night of the full moon, right?
You know, the full moon lately for me has been really interesting. I do crave this hunt, you know, and blood.
I'm actually kind of scared.
I'm getting a little hungry.
Getting a little Now!
Yeah.
Now, for people who want to know more about lupus, are there good places for them to go?
Lupus.org is a great website. It has a lot of resources, a lot of other links and helpful stuff. It's different. Lupus is different for everyone, so sometimes you have no idea where to start, and so I really just started Googling and found lupus.org, and they're great.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark here
and
say that lupus is probably one of those diseases that gets misdiagnosed quite frequently.
Yes, and misdiagnosed, underdiagnosed at times, and I think it's because detecting it is really difficult. They go based off blood work, and it's very out of date kind of testing. So by the time that it is detected, like by the time your blood work is showing that you are now positive for an autoimmune, and then they'll check to see which autoimmune disease it is, your body's already going through the damage, and you're kind of fucked.
So I was right. It has been mistaken for vampirism before, but not vampirism. Completely different.
A little bit. You know, I do like to say that I'm 1/3 human. I'm 1/3 alien, and maybe like an eighth of like mutant. But in there also vampire. You know, because I'm really not even allowed.
All these things are going to make me just move a little closer this way. Any minute now, it's going to be like. I know it.
Maybe.
I read recently that Selena Gomez.
Yes.
She actually canceled her tour this year because of her problems dealing with her lupus.
Yes, lupus is hard to get into remission, and it's a lot of times people think of remission and they think of cancer. It's kind of along the same lines. You've got to get the disease into remission because it's very hard on your body. The fatigue, it's like having the super flu on top of the super flu on top of the super flu every moment of every day of your life.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm like maybe part zombie too.
Wow, zombie. You know, all these things, they all lead back to craving human flesh.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to do about it.
A curiosity question. Does medical marijuana, do you think, have any effect in helping with lupus?
I think so. I am a pro-cannabis.
I'm just looking for a reason to smoke some pot.
Oh, well, hey, puff, puff, pass. Let's roll it up. Let's got the
Puff,
blunt.
puff, give, motherfucker.
Right? Roll that shit up. Let's go.
Shit, I think this interview's over with. Now look, on all seriousness, all jokes aside, lupus is an understated problem.
Yes.
I mean, I know, not personally, but through channels of at least 4 other people connected to me. A person my daughter works with, a friend my son knows. I mean, all who are currently suffering with lupus. And it seems to be underdiagnosed, undertreated, and not enough studies because it's not like it's a huge... Fuck, I don't want to say the word popular because that just doesn't seem right. But
it's not as money making as
money making, yeah. I said that's.
You know, I'm trying to be somewhat nice here. You know, big pharma makes more money on other things.
Oh yeah.
Which is a whole other, you know.
Oh, that's a whole other thing because
yeah,
we could get into a whole thing of how I think insurance companies, pharmaceutical companies are the evil empire.
Oh, I agree with you 100%.
I totally want to Fight Club them. You know.
Oh my God, please sign me up. Like, I'll give it hell. Like, I'll give it hell. I'll come and swing in something, you know. I'll just pick up some shit, you know.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. And right back to Film Speak.
I'm like, what the fuck? You know, oh, I probably should watch my language.
No, you shouldn't.
Awesome.
Can I see myself? Am I?
Are you there?
I'm there. Yeah, okay, I am
perfect.
good. All right. Yeah, this was a daytime show. Film Speak was a daytime show.
Okay.
And then I got tired of, because I have a very colorful vernacular.
I dig it.
Yeah, I totally paint vulgarity like Michelangelo using a brush. I have such a, I was just talking a few episodes ago about, you know, I'm not gay, but I would fuck Kurt Russell. You know? Oh, I guess we're probably recording.
That's what I was wondering, is if we were actually rolling it or not.
Hey, I'll use it. All these little like cutout tidbits, I throw them onto the beginning and the end of the show. Fuck it. Welcome to Film Speak. Here we are with two guys I fucking love. And this is what I love doing the show, you know, is I get to hang out with my friends. And these are two great guys. Harland, Bryan Kruse. Worked with Bryan many, many times. And Al, we've had on the show a couple of times, and I got to be a part of a day's shooting of Uberzombiefrau. Guys, thank you for coming on the show.
Welcome. Thanks for inviting us.
So, tell us the state of what you guys have been doing lately.
Well, it's a hell of a state. Yeah, we're probably about a year out from wrapping the full production, but we're at a stage now. How many? Like 5 edits? Probably about the 5th edit.
That's how many I've shown you. Yeah.
Okay, there are more. Well,
Probably
anyway,
more like 25.
Yeah,
but, you know.
but
it's like I'll show him this one.
We're pretty close. We've got about 2 more days of filming. Just essential requisites that we need just to finish off, to find out exactly what happens to the Frau, find out what happens to Castle Frau, and then we're good. Well, we're good for the film. We just need audio.
Good
and
for the film
yeah.
until the next time that I see on Facebook. I just was bored and built 3 new sets. So
No.
I need 100 people to come down.
You better watch out. He's already eyeballing all this right now, like you know.
Yeah, you know, if we use that little plastic plant, we could build something around it. No, I promised myself, and I told Bryan the other night, I says, that's the last time I'm building another set. Well, first of all, in the business I'm in, it's we print calendars, and my management allow me to do my little craziness. But we're getting into busy season, so the warehouse I was building sets is now currently occupied by work.
Actual work that he actually gets paid for,
Yeah.
as opposed to the fun that we generally have when we get
like in off season. For 6 months of the year, it was like I just free range, just to like build sets, new props. I'd say, hey Bryan, look at what I've built. Let's do a scene tonight till 4 a.m. It'll be freaking awesome. But seriously, everything we've actually added has needed it, because initially first edit was about 60-65 minutes.
Yeah, it was a little short for a feature.
And really, I mean, looking at it, it was cool because it was my first feature, and I was thinking, oh, that'll look great on YouTube.
Yeah.
Then it was a case of like everyone involved, you know, like are really good actors, and everyone was digging my enthusiasm and, you know, like craziness. And it was just like, you know what? I'm not going to let these guys down. It's like, it's worth putting the effort in and making a really damn good movie.
Well, I know personally that you have tapped into not just cast side, but crew side too. Some of the just major talent that is in the area.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of it.
Yeah.
I just don't know how. It must be totally the frickin' accent, because it's like there's no way little old Al Harland from South Shields Town and Weir would have been able to like, I'm making a movie. Who the fuck are you?
Not there. That's the whole point. See, you had to leave there and come here.
I did.
Here
Yeah.
it's like, oh, here's this foreigner. He wants to make a movie.
Wait a second. He's got a British accent. We should listen to what he says.
This could be important.
Maybe he's with the BBC.
No, I think that there was a interesting amount of like interest in the movie well before it was ever even filmed.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of people talking about it. It was there was a little bit of buzz, and it was kind of cool. I'd heard of it before I ever joined it, and watching it from the inside and seeing that it just like continually gets bigger and bigger. Like,
I heard of it and heard of Al from mutual actors that he had cast, and it came to me, and then it just has grown like a giant snowballing monster since.
We aim to deliver too. That's the
well,
the
like I
thing.
said, you know, you have Chris Raleigh, who is awesome. You, who just great natural actor. Joanna Lloyd. Yeah, I just the number of people and the talent that you've had in this film.
And the majority of the talent are actually from up here. It's like Dayton area.
Yeah.
We've got Columbus. We have one crazy dude, Mark Giebler from Akron, who is phenomenal. I mean, he drives 4.5 hours to come down, and all he is a zombie. But
and you had
his
Jocelyn
enthusiasm.
You had Jocelyn Tanis too, didn't you?
Yes. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Jocelyn
she
is
is pretty incredible.
Pretty cool little role too. It's
yeah.
The whole thing. I mean, when you watch it, it's really epic.
Yeah. It has
like
the
the
epic
best way to
feel,
describe
the
it.
scope of it. Yeah, I mean, because I think I saw the second edit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That was about a year ago. It was
Yeah,
like,
last
when you did
premiere.
the Barry
Tales
Tales
premiere.
Yeah.
Around that time.
So I got to see it, and that was amazing.
Yeah, we've
you
done
know?
a lot.
And that was with that was with some of the green screen effects not in it. I mean, just watching it bare bones like that, and I was like, "Fuck it, I got to see the rest of this movie."
Yeah.
It has ballooned.
It really has. I mean, especially when we actually fandangled a real location, as in the castle.
Yeah.
Then it was a case of like, hey, we got a castle. Let's forego the green screen as much as possible, and it's like use the real location. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay. And I think when people see it, it'll be like, damn, what was your budget? And I'm like, oh, it was that much. But you know what? It's like...
Well, I have learned from distributors, because I've been trying to find distribution for Buried Tales, and I have to stop talking about the budget, because basically I got chided for it.
Yeah.
Because they told me, never admit to anybody how cheaply you made this movie for. You can't let people know that it can be done for this little.
Yeah.
Right.
You get undercut when it comes time to...
See, the way I saw it was like Uberzombiefrau, the biggest little epic ever, for the budget. And it was just like, maybe it's like Reno, Nevada, the biggest little city in the world type thing. And it was just like, hey, maybe that's a selling point. We tell people how little it cost, and then they see how big a production value. But then I thought, like, nah.
Well, see, in black and white, that's another thing I've been having trouble finding distribution for, is I get told because it's black and white. And I'm just like, I fucking love black and white movies.
My initial idea was Uberzombiefrau to be in black and white. And I thought, like, the noir and everything. But we just didn't have the lighting.
The resources
to
make it look good. Like really good.
Well, and black and white is hard to market.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Unless you're a big name, like the Coen brothers that can get away with saying, I'm going to do a black and white movie. And then you do The Man Who's Not There, which great film. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. I love the Coen brothers. But, I mean, aside from that, black and white is a hard niche to fill.
Yeah. It's really cool when it pulls off, but I mean, I had that vision because it's like 1940s. It's World War II.
Yeah, it's the feel and the look of it.
It still has a very vintage look to it. It's still it doesn't feel like something we shot this week.
Are you color grading it to make it look like the World War II color films?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's more like a grindhouse.
Yeah, there was a temptation to kind of overdo it, and like really like drain everything and just like. But I kind of wanted to try to set it apart a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know how to describe the way it looks now. It looks like a...
It's like a mixture. It has like the filter effect, so it looks like old grainy, war movie. But then it has the grindhouse coloring, which makes everything pop.
It's got a real rich feel to it. It's really cool. It kind of looks like MASH or something. That's like the best way to describe it.
I cannot wait to see that movie or the TV show. I mean, because there's a
I would say the movie.
movie. Big fan of Robert Altman.
But it just has a very like. It doesn't feel like it was shot on like HD cameras in like 2015 or something. It feels like it actually was made maybe back before video cameras were even really available.
Like
it just has like a
shooting
good
on a color 16mm.
Yeah, something along those lines. It looks really cool.
Oh,
and
I got a full-on chubby.
Yeah,
I hope you're able to stop by so we can check out some of it.
Definitely.
That is awesome. Well, so if people go and they Google Uberzombiefrau, right? You'd be able to come up with information in the Facebook page so that they can be able to keep track of it.
Yeah, by all means. I mean, it's a standalone name. Which is a lot of people like just dig the name in the first place. Uberzombiefrau.
I just like saying it.
Yeah,
Uberzombiefrau.
It's just got this great,
yeah,
texture and feel, and I mean, it's just a great word. So yeah, you Google Uberzombiefrau, and basically it's just us for like about 3 pages.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Fucking great guys. I have no problem reading about you for 3 pages. As long as there's a.
I mean, there are some like foreign websites purporting to like, hey, watch the movie now type stuff, which you get on YouTube and things like that. And
then it's just somebody's penis for an hour and a half. Yeah.
I keep telling them to take it down.
That was with watching the last edit. Like, oh yes, this is great. Oh my God.
Oh well.
This is how much fun we have on set. This is why we haven't stopped shooting yet, though. You know, we just keep
it going.
It's an excuse to get back together.
I know.
It took David Lynch 4 years to do Eraserhead.
You know, a lot of people have asked about like why it takes so long for this movie to come together, but we're not dealing on a Hollywood-style budget, obviously. So we're not just shooting the whole thing in like 3 weeks. We're literally picking apart scenes at a certain point and just going, you know, it needs this.
Well, I have to honestly admit that there have been times, because I'm so excited about Uberzombiefrau, and that I'll be carousing through Facebook, and I grab my laptop and swing it in the air, going, "Are you fucking kidding me? Another fucking shoot? Fucking really?" But you know, I understand though, because you want to deliver the best quality message.
Well, especially for me. I mean, it's my first feature. It's like first foray into movie making. I want to make a name for myself.
Yeah.
And I want to say, like, people watch it and they think, oh, that Al Harland, he did a pretty damn amazing thing. I don't want to say, like, oh, Uberzombiefrau, what was all the hype about? That's a pile of shit. And it's just like, yeah, it's an ego thing. It's like, obviously, it's like, hey,
if it's going to be a piece of shit, it's going to be the most polished turd you've ever seen. That's all I can say. This thing is slick and it glides. It's like greased. It's greased lightning.
And not to diminish Brian's role in this, Brian really came through at the very last minute. I had kind of like my initial editor and cinematographer, we had like a falling out, and he basically just wasn't coming up with the goods. And so I was like panic stricken, as I had all the footage, never give me any edits, and it's just like, what am I gonna do? I've got all these actors, cast, crew, and it's just like, I'm not gonna let these guys down. We've got footage, we need to put it together. And then Brian stepped up to the plate, and I says like, yeah, please, I mean, help him if you need to, or like, you know, get together. And then it's ended up that Brian took control and got me where we are now.
From what I've seen, it has been just doing an amazing job too.
Really, I mean, it's like, and we, you know, we butt heads together sometimes, but nothing major. It's just a case of like, well, I don't know about that, and and then we work well together as a team. I think it's just like
it's effective.
Yeah,
good,
I mean,
good working relationship.
I came back from England, vacation to see my mom, and I came back to the warehouse and I saw this map that the guys at the factory had found, and they'd put it up on a wall. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking like, fuck yeah, that's the area that the GIs are in. And it's like, let's build a set around that and let's have this other scene. And then I'm telling him, messaging him, and say, hey, look at this, look at what I'm building. And then within a day I did it. And it's like, I don't know how to shoot it, but it's just like,
Here's a cool
build a set.
He leaves that up to me. In the end, like, okay, here you
like,
go.
Hey, I built it, it looks cool. And then we ended up shooting the prequel scene.
Nice.
It's a very productive system that we got in place. Basically, Crazy Al dreams up something, builds it, and then says, "Now what do we do?" But no, it's actually a lot more complicated than that, because we'll really dig into it, and we care a lot about the movie not being kind of vague about things and not just leaving you hanging about things and having things happen for no reason, or like little things like that. Like when you watch it, it feels like a whole complete story.
Yeah.
And it just took a little while of watching it and kind of understanding, like, okay, it's good, but it needs something, and you just kind of keep, it's like cooking. You just keep adding a little bit of spice to it until it's perfect, And I think 2 more days and we've got an amazing feast for everybody. I think I just hit my microphone really hard.
And the thing is, it's like what we have now with the little sets and the additional scenes we've made ties the whole movie in until the very end, and that's where we finish it off.
Well, I think the public has an opinion about it, though.
Yes, speaking for Mr. Miller and the rest of our viewers, I'd just like to say, you're great, we love you, it's gonna be awesome, finish the fucking movie!
Thank you, Ryan, for that input. It has been noted. I'm going to build another set.
We thought about actually going through and taking all the Facebook comments and
reading them off.
on the post every time you said that you're going to shoot another scene, and just take all the posts and just read them.
Yeah. Hall of Shame.
Dude, I can't talk because I took over editing Grassman for Inner Demon, Jason Sherlow and gang, and then my life fell apart. So I'm like a month and a half behind the schedule that I wanted to with that, and it's just, shit happens.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have millions of dollars of budget, we're not backed by that. We all have second jobs.
We love you. We're all excited. But we do at the house. This may seem fucking ridiculous, but at the house, Ryan and I are all the time. When fucking Uberzombiefrau going to come out, we cannot wait for this fucking movie. We are dying. You are a point of discussion, whether you know it or not, within the walls of my home.
Well, that's good to know. I'm sure we're a point of discussion in a lot of homes, like, when the fuck are they getting our fucking movie out?
Hey, that's just about Uberzombiefrau. We haven't even talked about, like, full Monty type scenes or anything. Thank you guys for coming. Please stick around. We're going to talk about John Carpenter's classic They Live. Little rowdy Roddy Piper for us going on. And we'll be back in just a minute. Thanks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, my good man.
How can I help you today?
Well, I was sitting in the public library on Thurman Street just now, skimming through Rogue Harry's by Hugh Walpole, and I suddenly came over all peckish.
Peckish?
Assyriant.
Excuse me?
I were all hungry like!
Ah, you're hungry!
In a nutshell. And I thought to myself, a little fermented curd will do the trick, so I curtailed my Walpoling activities, sallied forth, and infiltrated your place of purveyance to negotiate the vending of some cheesy comestibles.
Excuse me?
I want to buy some cheese!
Oh, okay. I thought you were complaining about the music.
Oh, heaven forbid. I'm one who delights in all manifestations of the Terpsichorean muse.
Oh, so they can keep playing?
Absolutely. Now then, may I have some cheese, please, my good man?
Oh, sure. What kind of cheese would you like?
How about a little red Leicester?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're out of red Leicester.
Oh, never mind. How are you on Tilsit?
Normally, yes, but not today. No, sorry.
Tish, no matter. Well, stout yeoman, 4 ounces of Cathili, if you please.
Oh, he'd normally have it today, but it's coming in on Monday.
Red Windsor?
No, sorry.
How about Stilton?
Stilton? Normally, yes, but the trucks broke down. I'm sorry.
Gruyere or Emmental?
No.
Any Norwegian Jarlsberger, perchance?
No.
Liptauer?
No.
Lancashire?
No.
White Stilton?
No.
Danish Blue?
Normally, yes, but no, not today.
Double Gloucester?
No.
Cheshire?
No.
Dorset Blue Vinny?
Normally, but no, I'm sorry, sir. We're quite out of it.
Brie, Roquefort, Port l'Evêque, Port-Salut, Savoyard, Saint-Pauli, Carré de l'Est, Boursin, Brest Blue or Pearl de Champagne?
No. No, I'm sorry, but...
Camembert, perhaps?
Oh, yes, we have some camembert.
You do? Excellent.
It's probably a bit runnier than you like.
Oh, I like it runny.
It's extremely runny.
No matter. Fetch forth the fromage de la Belle France.
It is very runny, sir.
I don't care how excrementally runny it is. Hand it over with all speed.
The cat's eaten it.
He has.
She.
Gouda?
No.
Edam?
No.
Chathnes?
No.
Smoked Austrian?
No.
Japanese sage derby?
No.
You do have some cheese, don't you?
Oh, yes, of course. We're the finest cheese shop in the district. We've got,
No, don't tell me. I'm keen to guess. Wensleydale.
Oh, yes.
Ah, well, I'll have some of that.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. My name is, Mr. Wensleydale.
Greek feta?
No.
Gorgonzola?
No.
Parmesan?
No.
Mozzarella?
No.
Hippo cream?
No.
Danish fimbo?
No.
Any Czechoslovakian sheep's milk?
No.
Venezuelan beaver cheese?
No, not today. No, sorry.
Cheddar?
Not much call for it around here.
Not much call? It's the single most popular cheese in the world!
Not around here, sir.
Tell me, what is the most popular cheese round these parts?
Ilchester.
Is it?
Oh, staggeringly popular.
Is it?
Oh, in this man's squire, it's the most popular cheese around here.
I see. Ilchester, eh? All right. Have you got any? He asked, expecting the answer no.
I'll have a look around the shop. Well, we seem to be right out of it today.
It's not much of a cheese shop, is it?
That's the finest in the district.
Explain the logic underlying that conclusion.
Well, it's so clean.
It's certainly uncontaminated by cheese.
Well, you haven't asked about Limburger.
Would it be worth it?
Could be.
Have you... Would you shut that bloody bazooki off?
I told you.
Have you got any Limburger?
I'll have a look around the shop. Nope, I'm afraid we're right out.
Predictable, really, I suppose. It was an act of purest optimism to have posed the question in the first place. Now I'm going to ask you if you have any cheese, and if you say no, I'm going to shoot you through the head. Now, do you have any cheese at all?
No, sir. I was deliberately wasting your time.
What a senseless waste of human life. Oh well.
Welcome back to Film Speak. I'm here to talk about another John Carpenter film. He's a big influence on me. Growing up as a kid, as a teenager in the 80s, I watched a lot of Carpenter. So I'm very excited, always very excited to talk about John Carpenter. Meeting him was such a huge fucking thrill for me, because the man is just tremendous. And then us partying to, I can't remember the guy's name.
Alan Howarth.
Yeah.
The soundtracks.
Doing the soundtrack.
All of John Carpenter's old movies.
Yeah, it was like a fucking concert with Escape from New York, Big Trouble in Little China, and Starman, as the music.
It was definitely something to geek out to. It was pretty cool. I got to talk to Alan a little bit. He was walking through the hallway afterwards, and I was just like, hey, man, really loved the show. He was
really
cool
loved the
guy.
show. Thank you for helping John Carpenter with all the music of my fucking favorite movies.
Soundtrack to the lifetime.
They live. I was lucky enough to see it in the theater because I'm like old compared to. I think we're the same age, but I'm old compared to him.
You didn't have to bring that up. Thanks for reminding me.
Thanks for reminding me that I'm
it
an
doesn't
old
bother
fucker.
I saw They Live when I was probably about 7 or 8. I think just kind of on TV or something. Scared the hell out of me.
See, thanks for that, because I saw it when I was 18, because that's when it was released.
Yes. I was about 6, I think, when it came out. I didn't get to see it in the theater, but definitely the first time I ever saw it, I just, you know, it's like it sticks in your head. And
oh yeah.
Especially if you don't see it again for a really long time, which I was probably a teenager when I saw it again and got it, you know, after that. But when I was a kid, yeah, it just like.
Yeah.
Like what's wrong with their faces, you know?
Roddy Piper, which I've never been like a wrestling fan. My daughter loves wrestling, but I was never a wrestling fan. But him in that role was just perfect. The whole thing, kind of like going back to the 50s, Cold War paranoia influence in sci-fi. It had an homage to that, but you know, very modern. Some of the best freaking lines. I don't know how many times over the years I have said, I am here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, the thing reminds me of They Live, which is around the same time period as, I remember the TV show V.
Yeah.
And that was kind of that similar
paranoia.
Similar paranoia, you know, it's like they were aliens, but they looked human, but they were actually lizards.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's just taking over the world bit by bit. It's very apt, I mean, that movie, They Live, as well, for the current situation of what is going politically.
Politically on.
Yeah.
You can completely see it.
Yeah.
And you know, there's that paranoia of us not really having the will that we think that we have. You know, that it kind of calculates on. I love the fight scene, which is probably anybody who sees They Live. It's probably
wasn't it like the one of the longest fight scenes?
Yeah, 15-minute fight scene.
And truly just one of the most epic brawls in cinema. It's like. I like it almost better than Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
I mean, no joke.
Yeah.
I love that fight scene.
I don't know. I think my favorite over Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris is Bruce Lee and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Because when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar kicks him, right, and then you've got that big dirt footprint on Bruce Lee's chest that's like that big.
I think my favorite is Inspector Clouseau and Kato.
Oh, yeah.
Those fights, you know.
Those were
anyway, that's
awesome. Revenge of the Pink Panther. I think that was the first time I remember them putting Kato in, because he wasn't in the first two. Pink Panther and Shot in the Dark.
And Kato just died recently as well.
Really?
Bert Crook, yeah.
See, those were some of my favorite scenes. Yeah, Downer. Debbie Downer. Wah, wah.
Well, talking about Roddy Piper and that, it's like being English. It's like, you know, not knowing that he was actually a wrestler. It's just you see him as an actor, and it's just like, and now over here it's like, oh, he was a wrestler, and then you look at the history and it's like that, and then it's like now you've got The Rock that does it, you know, Batista, and it's just like a big thing. Well, if you think about
before him,
wrestling's sort of a gateway to acting now.
Andre the Giant did it before him. Princess
Bride.
Hulk Hogan did it.
Yeah.
Rocky 3.
Well, Hulk Hogan, yeah, Rocky 3, yeah. Oh.
Thunder Lips.
Yeah. Him and Mr. T. I was just talking with some guy this week. I was like, Rocky 1, Rocky 2, and Creed. Great movies. 3, 4, and 5 did not necessarily have to be made.
Yeah, it's just like...
I liked the sixth one.
The sixth one?
Yeah, the one, Rocky Balboa.
Oh yeah, okay, that wasn't.
It was a good movie.
That was bad.
But I really loved Creed. That was great.
Creed blew me away.
It was kind of like the original.
Back to They Lived. You guys ever watch South Park?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because the cripple fight on South Park.
Oh yes.
Is a shot-by-shot reproduction of the fight scene from They Live, and they even used the sound from the They Live as the sound of Timmy and Jimmy fighting.
Really?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't even catch it.
Yeah.
So it went for 15 minutes. Cause
it didn't quite go for 15.
I was going to say, because the episode of South Park is only a 30 minutes.
Yeah. But their fight scene, the cripple fight scene, went for about 10 minutes.
Right,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I never knew about that, one of the reasons I think why I loved that scene so much is just, you know, it's like in a parking lot up against a couple of cars, and you just got like all these brilliant moments when he's like swinging the board and he busts out the window and he's like, oh man, I'm sorry. And he's like, motherfucker, and starts beating him up. I love that stuff. But I didn't realize it until recently that the whole platform that they're standing on was like a rubber mat painted to look like concrete, and that's why they were able to just I mean, it looks so real you'd never guess it. It's in a real parking lot in a real alley, but they like covered it with like tarmac basically,
so that they could bounce up all and down of it.
And that's why he picks him up and suplexes him. You know, it's like it's great. You know, and it's. I would love to have resources like that on one of my own productions to be able to just slam somebody into a concrete floor or something. You know.
We know They Live. I can't remember which one came first. They Live or Prince of Darkness.
They Live.
They Live came first. Yeah, yeah. Because Big Trouble in Little China was Carpenter's last studio film, and then They Live was the first one he did independently. And every movie after They Live, he has done independent from the Hollywood studios. Because he had such a awful time dealing with the studios while making
he has a
Big
distinct
Trouble.
style. I mean, Carpenter's like the master of the slow burn movie. You know, you can sit there and it'll play out. It doesn't have to be forced upon you the whole time. You know.
Well, a lot of people
brilliant.
don't realize his movie Starman, based on an Alan Dean Foster book, was Academy Award nominated. Didn't win, but Jeff Bridges was nominated for Best Actor. It was nominated for Best Screenplay.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I mean, a lot of John Carpenter's movies are just fantastic, starting off from like Dark Star.
Yeah.
You see that back in the 70s, and you see the original student
Assault.
film that he did,
Yeah.
Assault, which I just watched recently, like last week or something, just because I keep going back to that movie, and I think that's my favorite John Carpenter. It's just fantastic. The soundtrack on it.
Yeah.
It's just.
Well, that's the one that broke him out.
Yeah.
My favorite's Big Trouble in Little China.
Right.
I spout about that movie constantly. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, I so have such a crush on Kurt Russell.
I think They Live is probably my
That's your favorite Carpenter?
As a kid growing up and as a filmmaker, there was a lot of influence from Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm a big Dean Cundy cinematography fan. I love the way he moves the camera. And Halloween's a perfect example of like telling a story with the camera, you know, like really staging it and making it beautiful. And then you get to something like They Live, and it's a little bit more paced, even though it's still slow and it kind of feels itself out a little bit. It's really
because it's more action than a horror movie. When he takes that slow pace, like The Fog or The Thing.
When it's one of those movies that takes a turn halfway through,
Yeah.
you're watching it, and then it's like spoiler alert. But it's like you suddenly get this idea. It's like From Dusk Till Dawn. You know, it goes from like this movie about
Turns on
two
a-
bank
turns on a
robbers
dime.
or whatever they are,
yeah.
and then suddenly they're all like, up against
Vampire.
vampires for the rest of the movie, and it's like,
See, I love a classic MacGuffin like that.
yeah, it's great. You know, you get something else out of it, especially if you don't know about it going into it. These days, there's a tendency to just let everybody in on the joke before you ever even see it, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, you know, that would have been kind of cool to see just
Without
watching
knowing.
it. Yeah, you know, it's like kind of takes some of the piss out of it a little bit, you know, and it's like, I like movies that are able to hang on to their secrets a little bit without going overboard. You know, you get like how they were like with the Scream movies and stuff. People are like obsessing, like who's the killer, and everything's like, oh my God, just
Tell you, one of my
let them
favorite-
make the movie and let's watch it. You know,
One of my favorite shots in They Live is the Hitchcock over the head shot when she takes the bottle.
oh, and hits him over the head and he
does
goes out the
does
window.
that spin and hits him in
Great
the head
shot.
and he crashes through. Just the way that shot was set for that scene, because it makes you feel the impact of that conk, you know? Just great working.
Absolutely. And I love the ending. I love the. I've always been a little bit of a rebel, so clearly Bill is too. That's the wrap it up segment, right? Yes. Well, so what I like best about it actually is that it feels very. It's ingrained with like that kind of American spirit of like, you know, the little guy, kind of David versus Goliath.
Yeah.
Very, you know.
I very much, what attracts me to like Roddy Piper's character in They Live, and also like Kurt Russell's Snake Plissken in Escape from New York, is the anti-hero feel of it.
Mhm.
You know, I like them because they are the guys who bully the bullies.
Yeah.
You know?
But they're reluctant about it. They don't want to get involved. They get dragged into it.
They get dragged into it. That's that whole.
It's like Bruce Willis in Die Hard.
I was thinking Theodore Roosevelt line from Night at the Museum. Some people are born into greatness, and some people have it thrust upon them.
Kind of like this guy.
Kind of like that guy. Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah.
So I think Brian said he just likes your thrusting.
Mm-hmm. We have got a bit of a bromance going on, so everyone says.
The rumors are apparently true.
That'll be
I don't think we're quite like Benifer level of like bromance though. That we don't have like a singular name together or anything like Bryal or something.
Not yet. Not yet.
Bryal Productions.
Yeah, you know.
No, I think it should be Cruise Land.
Cruiseland.
That's actually a pretty good name for a company, isn't it?
It's kind of cool.
It's got a catchy.
You heard it here first.
Cruise Land
There it
Productions.
is. You heard it here first.
Thanks, Phil.
Just make sure I get my 3% every time it's used.
I want a quarter every time somebody says it.
Thank you guys for coming on. I love you guys.
Thank you
very much.
Thanks for having us, Bill.
Absolutely. Watch more Film Speak. Support local film. I'll be back for the outros. And as soon as the movie is finished, we will have you guys on again.
So we'll see you in about 2 years.
About 2 years. Yeah, about that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Al, Brian coming on. Loved seeing you guys. Always great to have you on the show. Make sure that you check out and keep up on Uberzombiefrau. This is going to be a groundbreaking movie from the area. These guys are just wonderful. I hope you enjoyed the episode and that after you finish, the credits roll up, get your ass out there and go watch John Carpenter's They Live and all the other movies we talked about. Thanks for joining us on Film Speak. Support independent film. Okay, stop recording that one. Did you say we're rolling? 30 seconds. Gotcha. 30 seconds. Dude, you brought up Loaded Weapon. That's one of those movies that nobody else besides me knows.
I love that movie. Dude, that's one of Tim Curry's best roles. Wilderness Girls.
Wilderness Girls. You know a movie I like with Tim Curry, and it's one of my favorite Sylvester Stallone's, is Oscar.
I have not seen that movie in so long.
I do not think that movie gets enough credit.
That's the gangster movie, right?
Yeah. He tried to do a classic...
It's like a broad
screwball comedy like from the early 40s, late 30s.
It turned out about as good as Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
No. I liked Oscar. Okay,
really? I didn't like it that much.
I was
young when it came out.
Well, it's Sylvester Stallone. Nobody wants to see him outside of the zone where they think him of. I thought he did a really solid job of comedy.